Hey guys, it's the Mayhem. So this is going to be a new series I'm starting. It's called Mayhem Talks, where I talk about anything. Any topic that I might be thinking about, whether it be current events, politics, perhaps maybe a conversation or a debate I had with someone, maybe a movie I've seen, what have you. This is going to be a wild card series. My channel is not going to be solely supplement reviews and energy drink reviews. I'm going to be all over the place on this channel. I was only really doing that originally just to kind of get this channel going, but this is going to be a lot, there's going to be a lot wider of a base as far as the topics I'm talking about. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So today's topic is going to be the topic of race. Hold on, guys. Before we even go any further, I am not an SJW. I'm not Black Lives Matter. I just want to get that out of the way right now. I am not a collectivist. I am an individualist. I think for myself. I don't like groupthink very much. I am a huge proponent of thinking for myself. And that is one of the points I'm going to make in this video. So, back when I was in high school, I recall a conversation I had with this girl. I was in band and I was walking out of the band room and I was singing a Nirvana song because I really, really love Nirvana. I've loved Nirvana since 8th grade. And the girl said to me, "Gosh, you're so white." But it's not a bad thing though. And I just remember taking such offense to that. I was just like, why would you say that to me? And, and at the time, I was wearing a lot of hip hop clothes. I'd wear baggy jeans, tall tees. I tried to talk, with that gangsta slang, and I tried to be something that I wasn't. I'm from the suburbs, guys. If you haven't already guessed, and I tried to be a stereotype of what a black person is supposed to act like. I mean, I listen to rap, occasionally, but I liked other music too. I love techno and trance and rock and metal. Never country though. I never liked country. I was a huge geek. I was huge into Dragon Ball Z and Marvel comics. And toward the end of high school, I started becoming more like who I really am. I started wearing geeky shirts and I would wear Bob Marley shirts, and I just started being more myself, and I started talking normal, and I found that I was a lot happier. I wasn't trying to be something that I wasn't. I wasn't being a poser, and it was great. I really just enjoyed my time in high school when I stopped caring if people thought I was cool or not. So back to the issue of Oreo. Throughout my entire life, I have been called this. I don't act like a black person. And after a while, I stopped giving a shit what people thought of me. I stopped thinking, you know what, I don't really care what you think. But I want to examine this a little further. What exactly is a black person supposed to act like? A lot of people have this image in their head. When I think of a black person, what do I think of? What do you think of? A rapper? Someone who, a criminal? What stereotype do you have in your mind when you think of a black person? And also, what stereotype do you have in your mind when you think of a white person? We have a one-dimensional view culturally in the U.S. of what black and white people and other races are supposed to act like. And if they deviate from that expectation, they are somehow less to us than what we expect. And therefore, we put these titles on them. Oh, you're an Oreo, or you're a wigger. And I believe that is a one-dimensional way of thinking. I think that any person of any race can be anything they want to be, and I think we should respect that. I think that something we've lost along the way in the past few years is just how to respect each other. Whether it comes to politics or any cultural group that you might belong to, we've lost respect. In the last election last year, I noticed that people just don't respect each other. Whether you voted for Trump or Hillary, there seems to be a lot of friction. There seems to be a lot of political tension. And even now, even today, there's a lot of tension in the air about it. Even though Trump won and he's been president for more than half a year now, there is still a lot of tension. A lot of people are mad at each other, sniping at each other on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter. I feel like a lot of that can be dissolved if we just take a step back and respect each other. You don't have to agree with the other person. You don't even have to like what they're saying. But at least just say, you know what? I respect your right to share your opinion. I think that goes a long way if we just kind of respect each other and just treat each other like human beings. But back to the Oreo thing. Here's the thing. I think we need to stop thinking in terms of black people, white people, Hispanics, Asians, Native Americans, what have you, or Arabic people. I think we need to stop thinking in terms he is different than me or she is different than me, and therefore I have to treat them differently. Now, I will admit, we do have cultural differences. But these differences are only there if you think they're there. They're only important if you think they're important. I'm not going to treat a white person differently just because he's white. I treat him just like everyone else. And I treat a black person just like I would treat anybody else. I think if more of us did that, there would be a lot less of these labels that we're putting on people. Even politically, I see people saying, "Oh, you damn liberal," or "you damn conservative." And it's like, why do we feel the need to slap labels on people? Because that's what divides us. That is the thing that divides us the most. And guys, look, I'm no hippie. I'm not somebody who thinks, "Oh, if we all just got along and hold hands around the campfire and sing Kumbaya." I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we can disagree with each other, viciously disagree with each other. But if we respect each other, I think we would get along a lot better. Politically, I think if we find out what we have in common, the country would be a lot better and we'd be a lot less divided, rather than what separates us. The thing about politics, though, is that we're dealing with things that affects people's lives, and it's either one side wins or the other side loses, or vice versa. And so tensions can flare when this happens. The bottom line is, getting away from politics, is that we need to understand that a race is not defined by any behavior. You can be anything you want to be. And you should respect that. You should respect the fact that anybody can be anything they want to be. Okay. And that's all I'm saying from this video. I'm a black person that doesn't talk like he's black. But let me say something to you. I'm pretty successful. I joined the military, and I'm really proud of that. And I've gotten pretty far in life because I didn't act like a stereotype. I've been employed since I was 15 years old, and I've never not been employed since then. So I'm proud of that as well. I've gone to college. I'm proud of that as well. I've done and experienced things that not a lot of people have experienced. And I owe that all to who I am and how I persevered and carved my way throughout life. Now, I'm not saying that acting like a stereotype is a bad thing, but it certainly doesn't define who you are. Stereotypes do not define who you are as a human being. And if you're living according to what a stereotype is of your race or who you are, then you're not being yourself. Unless, of course, you're acting like yourself. So all I'm saying is, don't define a race by any set of behaviors. If you're a white person and you listen to rap because you genuinely like it, and you talk, with a little bit of slang, and, maybe you sag your pants and, drink 40s, then, if that's who you are and that's what you like to be like, then you're being true to yourself. I don't think you're acting like a black person. I think you're acting the way you want to act. If you're a black person who wears Hollister and likes to surf, then you're being yourself. And you're doing what you genuinely like. And I don't think you're being a traitor to your race. I think you are doing what you enjoy. And don't let anyone make you feel bad because you're doing things that you enjoy, but that doesn't fit their view or their opinions of how you should act. As long as you're not hurting anyone, and as long as you are enjoying yourself and being yourself and just living your life, I think that's the best thing you can do, and I think that's the best way you can live your life. Everyone's going to have an opinion on how you live your life, but the most important thing is how you feel about it. So when people call me Wigger today or Oreo or what have you, I've heard it all. I don't take too much offense to it because I know who I am. And I'm not defined by my race, and I'm not defined by my culture. I'm defined by what I like and what I enjoy and who I am. By nature, I am an individualist. I don't really believe in collectivism. I think groupthink is kind of a dangerous thing in certain capacities. Of course, there's certain benefits to teamwork, but I enjoy autonomy. I enjoy doing things on my own, and groupthink just doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. But to get away from that, do what you enjoy. Don't worry about what other people think of you. And if they call you names, then they're just a one-dimensional thinker, and they're ignorant, and they don't know what they're talking about. Races are not defined by any particular behavior. And if you don't believe me, think about black people in other countries and how they act. You have people in Africa who don't act like gangsters and drink 40s and smoke menthols and drive cars with spinning rims and love rap music. They act like everyone else in the world. The American version of a black person is solely, American and, to some extent Canadian. But it's not, our race isn't defined by acting a certain way that we see portrayed in media. There's all kinds of black people who do all kinds of things. And that applies to every other race too. Just because you're white doesn't mean you're going to listen to country music. Just because you're white doesn't mean you're going to be a surfer or a skateboarder. You can do anything you want. You are not defined by your race. And that's an amazing thing. It's a very liberating thing to think about. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. I can get pretty deep when I want to. I'm going to make a lot more videos like this. I'm going to see how this video is well received. I really thank you guys for watching. I'm over 1,000 views. That's amazing. And I want to keep it going. So guys, this is the Mayhem once again. Peace out.